Okay, today's subject is the tricky topic of eating alone, and so many people kind of list that as their number one reason why they don't want to travel solo. And in fact, there are holidays set up, I think, that you can sort of travel on your own and then just meet up in the evenings for an evening meal, which is a really great compromise if you can find those. But actually, I now at least have no problem eating on my own. I really, really enjoy it. I mean, there have been situations where it's been a bit uncomfortable and a bit difficult, and you kind of sat at the back near the men's toilets and kind of whisked out as quickly as possible because the waiting staff don't know what to do with you. Argentina springs to mind, Buenos Aires in particular, and that was really, really difficult. But mostly my eating experiences have been absolutely fantastic. And, if you can kind of start chatting to the waiters and people within the restaurant, and most people are very friendly and open, and quite often, if you are on your own, they'll kind of give you additional dishes to try or wine to try and kind of really make you feel comfortable. So that's all great and really positive. I mean, things that I look for, or things that you can look for that might make it easier, if you can find a restaurant that has a really nice counter service. I mean, that's always really good. There's a lot for you to look at and ways that you can interact with the staff that make you feel less uncomfortable about being on your own. Also, quite often, eating out in the evening seems a little bit daunting. So, I'm a huge fan of the long lunch. So start a lunch a bit later. A, you get really good deals on kind of lunchtime menus. And B, people are a bit more relaxed and you don't feel quite so uncomfortable, or as though you're kind of sticking out like a sore thumb. And you can have a really long, lovely, leisurely lunch, and then no need for a meal in the evening, maybe just a snack or a drink at your hotel. So, I have had situations where I've been travelling. I was in India a couple of years ago, and I was in this fabulous resort with the most incredible food, miles from anywhere. And we all ate, our guests ate at their tables in the dining area. And the first evening I went, and my table was set up for one. And so I started chatting with a couple next to me who were Scottish and very chatty. And then the next day, when I went for my breakfast, they had asked to move my place setting onto their table. And when I tell friends that story, they go, "Oh, that's really nice." And I actually got really pissed off about that. I just thought, how dare you move my place setting onto your table without asking me? Maybe I don't want to have all my meals with you. And actually, as I had meals with them again that night, it became obvious that I was sort of, rent a crowd, and this couple perhaps had been travelling together too long, and they were quite happy to have somebody to join their conversation, whether I wanted to or not. So, that is actually a whole topic in itself, how to avoid people who take pity on you and, insist on including you in everything, whether you want to be or not. But anyway, that was very well intentioned. So I guess my message to you would be, try it at home first if you really don't, feel as though you can try it on holiday for the first time. I go out in London really quite often on my own, mainly at lunchtimes, it must be said, but if there's a restaurant I want to try and there's no one around to try it with me, I will go on my own. And it just actually becomes really fun and really interesting, and you see so much that's going on and try so many kind of different styles of eating. So please don't worry about it too much. Give it a whirl, and hopefully you will feel really comfortable about it. And please don't let that be a reason why you don't want to travel solo. Hope that helps. Thanks.